Wow, I didn't even have to do the gavel. It got really quiet really fast. So thank you. We all set to get ready? All right, I'd like to call our special meeting of the City Council to order here on March 18th for our State of the City 2024. I want to thank all of you for joining us here in person, and for those of you that may be online or watching us on, I think there's something called cable TV, but we don't have cable in our house, so I don't know what that is. So. But thank you, and it's really a great pleasure to bring the State of the City to all of you. We've got a few things to take care of before we get to our main presentation. We're continuing to offer in-person and remote options for our City Council meetings. However, due to continued disruptions during public comment at open meetings throughout our region and state, we've modified our public comment procedures until further notice. The city welcomes public comment on topics within the city's subject matter jurisdiction, and this can be provided in person during the meeting or by email ahead of the meeting. At this time, we are temporarily suspending public comments by Zoom. We want to ensure that the city can continue to conduct city business in a manner that allows all residents to participate. We continue to reevaluate our public comment procedures and share updates as necessary. Our public comment procedures tonight are as follows. There'll be one opportunity for public comment this evening under item 4 on the agenda on topics within the city's subject matter jurisdiction that are on or off the agenda. Public comment is taken in person during the meeting or in advance via email as outlined on the agenda. In-person speakers must turn in a speaker card to the city clerk at the dais to be recognized to speak. Please be sure to indicate the agenda item number you wish to speak on. In-person speakers will be called in the order in which speaker cards were turned in. Comments that were received by 5:00 p.m. today may be read into the record by the city clerk and will be made part of the final record. If we have a high volume of public comment this evening, we may decrease the time allotted for each comment or limit the total time for public comment as allowed under the City Council's Guide for Communications and Business. Lastly, as tonight's event, our meeting is a celebratory event to share updates on the work happening in our city, we ask for your cooperation in maintaining a meeting environment where everyone feels comfortable participating in the public process and expressing their views and opinions in an atmosphere of respect for all. And I just need to add the other part. If you have one of those smart things in your pockets or purse, can you turn it to silent so that we can be uninterrupted during our presentation? I'd like to now turn it over to our city clerk for the roll call, please.
Good evening. Thank you. We'll start with Councilmember Aguirre.
Here.
Councilmember Aiken.
Here.
Councilmember Howard.
Here.
Councilmember Martinez Ceballos.
Here.
Councilmember Sturkin.
Here.
Vice Mayor Espinosa Garnica.
Here.
And Mayor G.
Present.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica. Councilmember Sturkin, would you lead us in the pledge, please? Thank you, Councilmember Sturkin. On to item number 4. This is the part where we will take public comment. We'll take public comment on topics within the city's subject matter jurisdiction on or off the agenda. But before I turn it over to our city clerk, I'd like to ask her how many speaker cards we have this evening or emails.
Mayor, we have 0 speaker cards at the moment. We'll do a last call to the audience for anyone who wants to give public comment this evening. Seeing none, I have 1 emailed comment if you'd like me to read that.
Please proceed.
Okay, our emailed comment this evening is from Todd Freeman, and Todd writes, I suspect what I will hear in tonight's meeting is a restatement of the obvious, that ongoing pension funding obligations require the city to seek out additional sources of dedicated revenue to fund these huge and growing obligations in the form of a very controversial increase in business license fees and an additional document transfer fee upon the sale of property. The council's engagement of consultants to help package this bitter pill of a ballot proposition is dishonest at best. May I simply suggest that CalPERS represents a sizable, growing, and unpredictable hole in the city's budget bucket, and that more income will merely defer the time before it will be necessary to exercise serious personnel and service cuts in order to afford the retirement benefits of those who have already left the city's employ. If you're going to hire consultants, you should start now to figure out how to reduce the city's exposure and to move towards a fixed and manageable outlay for retirement benefits, as virtually every other business in the country and the city does now. When I read that the city has 590 employees, I was a bit surprised, considering you have multiple people in the DEI department and yet quite obviously are short police officers and have issues handling mundane issues such as tree trimming and sewer maintenance. Perhaps your priorities should be revisited before the next election. And that concludes public comment, Mayor.
Jessica, thank you very much. Now, what we're all here for today is the 2024 Redwood City State of the City. This year, as you can tell, we've kind of done something a little different. We've transformed our council chambers into a newsroom. And we have some intrepid on-site reporters that will be giving you updates from throughout Redwood City this evening. But before I get to the main presentation, I want to say a few thank yous and a few words. I want to thank our staff, number one. And I want to do a shout out to Jennifer Yamaguma, our communications director, and our assistant city manager, or deputy city manager, who helped all of us get out there in the field, and you'll see her great work on the screen behind us. I want to say also thank you to Jessica Castro and her city clerk team for helping us get chambers ready, the lobby ready for this evening, and just a lot of work to get to tonight. I also want to do a shout out to Mayor Brent Britsky, who's joined us this evening in person. Brent, stand up. Come on. Thank you for joining us, Brent. And I'm looking around the room really quickly to see if there are any other former mayors that are with us. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Just go ahead, Diane. Oh, and I also want to recognize past mayor and current council member Lisa Gaucher from East Palo Alto. Thank you for joining us. And we have, I think, nearly, if not all, we're pretty close to all of our department heads with us here from the city. But I want to do a quick shout to our new team members that have just joined us, either new or new in their role. First up is Patrick Heisinger. Patrick, stand up. Where are you? Here you are. Our new full-time assistant city manager. Very good, Patrick. Thank you for joining us. Amanda Anthony, our new economic development director. And is Beth here, Beth Goldberg? Beth is not, her first day is not till next week, but Beth is our new finance director. And I want to thank all of our department heads for joining us. I'd go all of it, but I probably missed somebody. But all of you, thank you for joining us this evening and for being here. I want to thank the city staff for all their hard work. What you see tonight isn't anything that one of us have done. We've done it together. And I think what we have done the best as a council and the councils before is held tight to our strategic initiatives for the city. Housing, youth and children, transportation. By making those strategic priorities clear, it allows Melissa and her team to focus and sustain that focus. As much as I get frustrated at how long things take time. And it transcends more than just this council. Some of these things were started a council ago, if not 2 councils ago. And by being able to stay focused, you'll see the accomplishments that results in. The other part is the overarching equity lens that we look at all of our actions with. Lastly, you'll see council members reporting on the city's efforts. It's all of us here working together as a council to make sure that Redwood City is a great place for everyone that lives and works together and visits Redwood City. I want to thank each of you for making time, spending time with Jennifer to tape your segments in the field and report on what we're doing. Following this evening's live address, we will post a recording on our YouTube channel later this week, complete with closed captioning, and automated translation will be available with the closed captioning. So again, thank you for joining us here in person in chambers, at home, and online. I hope that you enjoy this year's State of the City. With that, Jennifer, Jessica, lights, camera, and action. Well, good evening, Redwood City, and welcome to our exclusive State of the City address, where we bring you the latest buzz and updates straight from our vibrant community. I'm your host, Jeff G., honored to serve as mayor, broadcasting live from council chambers. Tonight, we embark on a journey through the heart of our city, exploring innovation, progress, and community engagement that defines Redwood City. Joining me are our esteemed council members, each on assignment, reporting on our city's most pressing issues. As we navigate through tonight's broadcast, we'll uncover the stories shaping our future, spotlighting initiatives that propel us forward as a community. From housing and transportation to youth development, economic prosperity, every segment promises a glimpse into the tireless efforts and unwavering dedication of our city's leaders and residents alike. So sit back, stay tuned, and prepare to be inspired by the resilience and spirit of Redwood City. Let's begin with the city's top and most critical aspect of our community, housing. Through dedicated efforts and strategic partnerships, we have undertaken a mission to address housing accessibility and affordability, and doing all we can to prevent homelessness in Redwood City. Now let's roll a clip featuring Councilmember Aguirre as she sheds light on the critical issues surrounding housing and homelessness in our community.
Hello, my name is Alicia Aguirre, and I'm standing here in front of 353 Main Street Family Apartments, a remarkable example of affordable housing in Redwood City, in which the city contributed $3.5 million. This development offers 125 affordable units, completed in early 2023, including studios, one-bedroom and two-bedroom apartments. Of these, 61 units are extremely low-income households, and 63 are for low-income households. So now let's talk about the Affordable Housing Preservation Program. In its 2023 to 2031 housing element, the city made a long-term commitment to support the production and preservation of affordable housing. A key recommendation supporting the preservation of unsubsidized affordable housing and its establishment a dedicated local housing preservation fund to preserve at-risk units in Redwood City. The Affordable Housing Preservation Program, HPP, provides gap funding for projects converting market rate units to affordable ones or maintaining affordability of existing units. Operating on an over-the-counter basis, this program underscores the city's commitment to swiftly addressing housing instability. And by offering funds for renovation or maintaining affordability, it prevents eviction for homelessness. Then I'd like to talk about new affordable housing construction. The city also allocates funds for new construction affordable housing projects to increase rental housing units, especially for low-income households. Over $4 million was recently awarded for a project on Middlefield, with more funding opportunities expected. Our progress on housing element has been that the housing element was adopted in February 2023, followed by updates on zoning to municipal codes to increase density and streamline the process. Over the last year, the city entitled 316 units and issued permits for 586 units, making significant progress in meeting the city's regional housing needs allocation, or RHNA. And finally, let's talk about responding to calls and supporting homeless residents. As we strive to increase access to affordable housing, we are equally dedicated to ending homelessness in Redwood City. Redwood City utilizes the countywide homeless service system to prevent and address homelessness while ensuring permanent housing opportunities. Moreover, we've developed a robust initiative that enhances and builds upon the countywide system, further strengthening our efforts to combat homelessness in our community. The city's homelessness initiative's work plan objectives include: implement the County of San Mateo's vision of functional zero homelessness in Redwood City, mitigate public health, public safety, and environmental concerns related to unsheltered homelessness and homeless encampments in Redwood City, transition unsheltered residents in Redwood City into permanent housing, and eliminate the long-term impact of encampments and street homelessness in Redwood City. And also, implementation requires complex strategic partners and alignment of services and systems. Our comprehensive system offers various avenues to access services, yet it often takes multiple attempts before individuals enter shelter and housing programs. Enhanced weekly encampment waste services have reduced waste accumulation and improved the health and safety of encampment residents and their neighbors. We know that health services serve as a vital link to transitioning individuals into shelter and housing. The city receives approximately 2,500 calls related to homelessness each year. However, a reduction in homeless encampments and unsheltered residents is expected to decrease calls for service related to unsheltered homelessness. Thank you very much, and now I will give it back to you, Mayor G.
Councilmember Gary, thank you for being on site, giving that report. Can we take a little bit deeper dive about our collaborative efforts on homelessness and outreach? Just a little bit more detail.
Yes, thank you, Mayor, for the question. You know, as I saw the video, that it was kind of raining. Jennifer, remember my glasses were like full of, when we were taking, it was one of those rainy days that we happened. And I can't help but think when it was raining about our homeless population, our unhoused folks, because they are the most vulnerable, one of the most vulnerable residents of our city. And what we want to provide is safe housing for them. And because of our coordinated efforts to you work with the unhoused and the encampments, vehicles on the street, vehicles behind the library, what we have is an agency, an interagency in Redwood City called the Homeless Outreach Strategy Team. And what they've been able to do with their efforts is in the last year, 55 long-term unhoused residents successfully transitioned to emergency housing, and 14 long-time unhoused residents transitioned to permanent housing. These numbers might seem low, but if you think of how challenging it is for someone to want to leave what they consider their home, I think, you know, we're working very hard to address the issue that we all see every day, and that we want to make sure that they are not in an unsafe place. And so we're doing this by not impacting, by reducing the impacts of the encampments in the local neighborhoods, additionally assisting 24 families with children that were sleeping in vehicles into emergency housing. And we forget that a lot of the homeless are not the ones you see, but the ones that are sleeping with their, usually single moms with their children in a car, or couch surfing in people's homes and friends. So these achievements, I think, underscore our commitment to addressing the unhoused population in our community and making sure that every resident has a safe and stable place to call home.
Thank you, Councilmember Getty, for that report. You know, this is, again, one of the City Council's strategic initiatives, housing. Turning now to transportation, in this segment, Councilmember Aiken will bring us updates on Redwood City's commitment to creating and maintaining a multimodal, safe, and accessible transportation network, one that is grounded in bicycle and pedestrian safety. Let's see where we're going in Redwood City.
Hello, I'm Councilmember Kaya Aiken, and I'm here at the corner of Roosevelt Avenue and McGarvey Street to inspect Redwood City's latest quick build project being installed by the city's transportation department in collaboration with Public Works. It's intended for traffic calming at this busy intersection. The city has spoken with neighborhood residents, nearby school officials, adjoining park users, and local business owners to get their input on how to make this intersection safer for everyone. The design reflects the preferred alternative based on all of this wonderful feedback. The great thing about this quick build project is that it expedites road safety improvements by using temporary materials that then can be adjusted again on an ongoing basis because of additional feedback. Redwood City received a federal grant to transition this quick build project to a permanent one in the next 2 to 3 years. We will further refine this design with more user input during the next 12 months or so as the permanent project is designed. I would like to report on additional breaking news that's about to take place across town. It's a construction project that will modernize an important thoroughfare in our city. Woodside Road, all the way from 280 to 101, will get a complete makeover. Caltrans will install safety improvements at the same time that it repaves the entire road. Crucially, this major capital improvement project will incorporate Caltrans's updated Complete Streets Action Plan that prioritizes multimodal mobility, which means planning for pedestrians, bicyclists, wheelchair users, people on scooters, and residents using other modes of transportation, as well as, of course, buses, cars, trolleys, and trucks. Caltrans's Complete Streets Action Plan was just updated last year to focus on a wider range of transportation options, which after all better reflects the modern way that we all commute. Woodside Road bisects the lengths of Redwood City and splits several neighborhoods in two. It is anticipated that the modernization and upgrades of this road will help the walkability and improve the area for the communities that live alongside it. For example, the Woodside Road project will enhance traffic safety by upgrading curve ramps to meet ADA, Americans with Disability Act standards, adding high visibility crosswalks, and creating bicycle facilities along its lengths. It will also include a pedestrian hybrid beacon at the Kentucky Street intersection and reallocate parking in certain areas to accommodate these enhancements. The construction is scheduled to start any day now, and it appears that the first phase will be the stretch near 280. And finally, before I finish my bike ride, I want to let you know that Redwood City has joined many other cities throughout the region, and the country for that matter, in adopting Vision Zero policies. This is an international movement to use data-driven strategies to make mobility safer, healthier, and more equitable for everyone. We committed to this new vision in 2021 because we believe that systemic solutions can help prevent traffic collisions. As part of this Walk, Bike, Thrive, and Vision Zero concept, we aim to eliminate all traffic fatalities and severe injuries by 2030. The 6 priority areas we have identified for Vision Zero are segments of El Camino, Woodside Road, Whipple Avenue, Middlefield Road, and Redwood Shores Parkway. And this involves more than just road construction projects. We also will be conducting information and education campaigns, targeting driver safety and pedestrian behavior, including speed management and safe crossing conduct. This is so important because, as you may have read in the news, the United States is unique in the entire developed world for suffering an increase in traffic fatalities and severe injuries over the last decade. By contrast, all other Western countries have experienced a decline in severe injuries and deaths in accidents over this same period. Here in Redwood City, we will continue to work hard to ensure that our Vision Zero strategies will help reverse this alarming national trend. Thank you very much, and now it's back to you, Mayor G.
Thank you, Councilmember Aiken, and I hope you were able to finish your bike ride after that clip. Can you take a moment and just give everybody an update on 10184 also?
Absolutely, Mayor G. I had a lovely finish to my bike ride because, after all, climate best by government test. But Redwood City and the California Department of Transportation, which we also call Caltrans, in cooperation with the San Mateo County Transportation Authority, are leading the effort to reconstruct the US 101 and Woodside Road interchange. The interchange project has gained strong public support over the years, with Caltrans prioritizing this more than 35 years ago due to severe issues. It will modify on and off ramps, local intersections, add new traffic controls, and create new bicycle pedestrian facilities. This will enhance the regional mobility, safety, and access to the Port of Redwood City and the planned ferry terminal. With the environmental and design phases largely completed, we are now obtaining the right-of-way we need and aggressively seeking funding to advance construction. Once we have secured funds, construction can start, potentially as early as 2026. Thank you for asking, Mayor G.
Councilmember Aiken, thank you for that report, and glad you had finished a good bike ride that day with great weather here in Redwood City. As we wrap up our transportation initiative, I just want to ask everyone that we all have a role in making sure our streets are safe. You know, we want to make sure people that bike, walk, and even drive in our city do it safely. I'm also asked, you know, how come there's speeders and stop signs being run? I go, stop signs are not suggestions. Please stop at a stop sign and a stop light, and we'll be all better off for that. As we transition to our next segment, we're going to be focusing on children and youth. It's essential to recognize the critical importance of investing in the well-being and the future of our youngest residents. We'll now hear from Vice Mayor Espinoza Garnica, who will provide insights into the latest programs and initiatives aimed at supporting the educational, recreational, and developmental needs of our children and youth.
Hello, I'm Councilmember Espinoza Garnica, and I am standing at Mezzi's Park, recently renovated to include a new and improved tot lot playground, shade structure, new fencing, new lighting, and a wonderful new mural. To effectively serve our young community members, Redwood City prioritizes holistic development, positive opportunities, partnerships, equity, community involvement, accountability, and innovation. The goal is to create a nurturing environment that supports not just academic achievement, but also physical, emotional, and social growth. We know that participating in early literacy programs, academic enrichment, youth sports and wellness programs, and out-of-school time activities leads to positive outcomes and also prevents negative future outcomes such as engagement with the juvenile justice system. Because children and youth from different backgrounds and different neighborhoods may have access to different opportunities, Redwood City is intentional about creating programs that include all community members, focusing on accessible options for children and youth of color, low-income families, people with disabilities, and those from other historically marginalized identities. Over this past year, we had over 2,000 youth participate in our after-school sports league. 4,000 youth participated in our summer camps, and we serve over 1,400 youth through our free summer mobile recreation program. Over 62,000 attendees participated in various library programs, and nearly 9,000 people participated in our Library Summer Learning Challenge. The city also provides multiple employment and workforce development activities for youth. Redwood City also facilitates opportunities for youth involvement in policy discussions, leadership roles, and community service initiatives. In closing, I stand before you proud of the strides we made in nurturing our youth and creating opportunities for their holistic development. Our dedication to equity ensures that every child, regardless of background or circumstances, has access to enriching experiences that contribute to their academic, physical, and emotional well-being. Together, we can build a brighter future for all our youth, where potential knows no bounds, and every dream has the opportunity to flourish. Thank you. Mayor G, back to you.
Thank you, Vice Mayor, for that report from Mezzi's Park. Considering the diverse needs of our community, can you take a little deeper dive on the specific strategies or programs that we have been particularly effective in reaching marginalized or underrepresented youth in our city?
Yeah, thank you. So actually, in addition to the programs and services offered through Parks, Recreation, and Community Services in the library, we also have a partnership with Redwood City Together, a collaborative launched in the 1990s when leaders in our community decided to tackle complex issues differently with a unique vision of partnership and collaboration across sectors. Now in its 38th year, Redwood City Together has evolved as a community collaborative that is truly living its mission to advance the success of youth and families in Redwood City and North Fair Oaks. They have tackled gaps that continue to exist in our community around housing, food, and medical insecurity. I want to highlight that in their recent annual report, they announced their progress and commitment to supporting a vibrant community through Promotora Youth Model, which trains and equips youth to learn about leadership and how to become trusted messengers who disseminate food, housing, medical, and educational resources in our community. They recently engaged in such trainings as the ones at the Siena Youth Center that focused on the school-to-prison pipeline. This training equipped them with a comprehensive understanding on how the school-to-prison pipeline operates, including the many factors that contribute to the incarceration of young people. As well, another training facilitated by Friends for Youth entitled Focus on Credit, providing an insight to credit scores and effective credit handling. And Promotores had the opportunity to attend the Career and Community Fair hosted by the City of Redwood City, Cañada College, and the PAL Center. The launch of the Purposeful Action, Creation, and Engagement PACE Opportunity Youth Program in partnership with the City, PAL Center, and Community Collaborative for Children's Success Neighborhood Action Team has been a real highlight. Redwood City Together in the Cities with its program with Bike Life Youth and the Bike Life Movement. PACE also now offers various enrichment programs at the PAL Center, including boxing and basketball, field trips, and community engagement opportunities for youth. There's also the launch of their Early Childhood Working Group. There's a support for the Oya Youth Conference every year, and progress towards transportation equity through the Safe Routes to School initiative and the Youth Unlimited Bus Pass program, which as of November 2023, 766 passes were shared with socioeconomically disadvantaged youth. So that saves around, I think I saw $82,000 for low-income families in the area. So we have made great progress over the years to support our children and youth and remain committed to working together to create a brighter, more inclusive future for all residents. Thank you.
Vice Mayor, thank you very much for that report and all the work we're doing for our youth. We're much appreciated. Now let's turn our focus to initiatives that aim to create a community that welcomes and connects people of all ages. Councilmember Howard will share some insights into a few transformative projects that are shaping and reshaping our community spaces to better serve and connect everyone.
Hello, I am Diane Howard reporting live in front of the construction site for the brand new Veterans Memorial Building and Senior Center. Since 2011, the city has embarked on reimagining the Veterans Memorial Senior Center campus at Red Morton Park. This new building is a big effort to support our senior community and honor our veterans. It's designed as a hub for community interaction, senior services, health services, recreational activities, theater performance, and commemorative events. The project reflects the city's commitment to creating an all-inclusive and supportive environment for all of our residents. The new 45,000 square foot facility will house multi-purpose rooms for events, meetings, and workshops, a nonprofit center, health and wellness programs, a state-of-the-art kitchen for meal services, and a dedicated space for veterans to gather, share their experiences, and access essential resources. Construction is expected to be completed later this year. We will have a grand opening and look forward to inviting the public inside to see this beautiful, brand new building. Now I want to talk about the Hoover Park Master Plan project. Located in the southeastern part of Redwood City, Hoover Park is a 10.5-acre community park serving residents living in the Redwood Village community. The city secured funding through Community Development Block Grant funds and has allocated those funds to support a revitalization of Hoover Park, including activating more opportunities for every member of the community come to the park and enjoy what it has to offer. At this time, we feel the park is underutilized. Recognizing that something must be done to improve the conditions at and around the park, the city launched a community outreach campaign to help formulate a conceptual plan for the park in the fall of 2023. The outreach process encompassed community-wide surveys and stakeholder meetings involving Hoover School, the Boys and Girls Club, the PAL Center, and 3 adjacent neighborhood associations. Currently, the project is in the construction drawing phase, awaiting approval from the Department of State Architecture due to its location on state-owned school property. Once approval is obtained, the city will proceed with opening bidding for construction in early 2025. Now let's talk about the downtown library park. Redwood City is also very excited to bring a new park downtown as part of a broader effort to connect downtown to the Bay. Located at the corner of Middlefield Road and Main Street, this new park will provide a space for community activities, outdoor programming for the library, and a family-friendly shared outdoor space in the neighborhood. The plans include creating safe routes for jogging, biking, and leisurely strolls, and the development of an urban recreational trail called Redwood City Creek Loop beginning at Bradford Street. Based on community input, the new park will include green space suitable for trees that allow visibility from the street into the park, a children's play area, and a direct connection from the library building into Roselli Garden. We are currently in the construction, drawing, and environmental review phase. Once that is completed, we'll then proceed to construction and have a bid in early 2025. 2025 is going to be a very exciting and busy year for Redwood City. This is Diane Howard signing off. Mayor G, back to you.
Councilmember Howard, what a fun report from being on site under construction. That's great. And I know our senior affairs commissioners have been very excited. It's been a long time coming for a revision and a new senior center. Can you talk a little bit about how the center will actively engage seniors and their caregivers to ensure that the programs meet the evolving needs and preferences?
Certainly, Mayor G. I wanted to start by saying thank you to our staff. I spent a truly enjoyable day with our city staff, starting with visiting our newest infrastructure project, the Senior Center. And I have to say I did enjoy wearing the hard hat. Felt very safe. Redwood City, we're going to continue to engage seniors so that we can ensure that our programs remain relevant and impactful. We regularly conduct surveys, hold focus groups, and solicit feedback to understand the needs and preferences of our participants. Additionally, our staff members actively communicate with participants during their visits to city facilities, allowing for direct dialogue and input on program offerings. As we look forward to the completion of the new Veterans Memorial Senior Center, we know this space will serve as more than just a hub for our senior community. It will be a vibrant gathering place where people of all generations can come and they can be together, share experiences, and build connections. By fostering intergenerational interactions and collaboration, we're not only creating a welcoming environment for our seniors, but we're also enriching our entire community. It was a pleasure to be there that day, and thank you, Mayor, for the question.
And thank you again, Councilmember Howard. The hard hat looked great, so we'll need to get you a permanent one for all these projects coming in 2025. As we move forward in our State of the City address, we're now going to turn our attention to economic vitality, a cornerstone of our community's resilience and growth. Councilmember Sturkin will shed some light on the initiatives driving our local economy towards prosperity and sustainability.
Hi, this is Councilmember Sturkin reporting live from Redwood City's new Broadway Pedestrian Mall, a thriving block of businesses including local favorites like Zarine's and Coffee Bar. This section of Broadway is now permanently closed to cars. Broadway was originally closed to support downtown businesses and to promote social distancing during the COVID-19 pandemic. Many businesses took advantage of this temporary closure to expand outdoor seating areas. Now, with the adoption of the city's permanent outdoor business activity permit, many businesses on Broadway desire to install outdoor spaces permanently. The city found that the temporary street closure added to the vitality and vibrancy of downtown. This permanent closure to cars supports local businesses while creating safe and inclusive spaces for pedestrians, cyclists, and customers alike. Next, let's talk about the Economic and Workforce Development Plan. Biannually, the city drafts an economic development plan for the next 2 years. The most recent plan, the Economic Resiliency Plan, focused on responding to COVID-19 and aiding affected local businesses. The new plan will acknowledge economic uncertainty marked by challenges such as soaring interest rates, rising development costs, industry layoffs, and the continuing wage gap in the Bay Area. Despite these changes and challenges, the new plan will create flexibility, empower residents, and support local businesses. Adapting to a changing economy in a post-COVID world is essential to our recovery. And it's important to help our small businesses, office workers, and new neighbors keep their doors open, expand their businesses, and set up shop right here in Redwood City. Similarly, many of our neighbors must learn new skills in order to compete in today's economy, whether they're fresh out of college, returning to the workforce, or supplementing their retirement. Over the last several years, the city's proximity to top employers, Caltrain, and key amenities have led to an influx of development proposals, and the city's local economy is continuing to evolve with increased interest from the life science industry. Now on to the focus areas of the plan, including supporting small businesses by streamlining permitting processes to pop-up events and restaurant owners, reviewing approximately 7.7 million square feet of proposed office, retail, and hotel development, and enhancing the efficiency of processing tenant improvement applications, providing a quality customer service experience for local businesses, exploring ways to support city services, including the feasibility of electronic billboards, analyzing underutilized sites for mixed-use office or hotel development, and advancing the Central Redwood City Plan. The new 2-year Economic Workforce Development Plan will be presented to City Council later this spring, integrating tasks from the previous plan. In conclusion, Redwood City's local economy remains strong and is open for business.
Councilmember Sturkin,
Hello,
thank you for
I
that
am
report
Councilmember
from
Elmer.
right around the corner here. Can you just take another minute and talk about how a thriving local economy can help us with our quality of life and in our community?
Absolutely, Mayor. A strong local economy creates jobs and opportunities for our families and neighbors, reducing unemployment levels and increasing household incomes. The financial stability of individuals and families to afford better housing, healthcare, education, and other necessities, improving their overall quality of life. Plus, a diverse local economy with a mix of industries can help and offer a wide range of living wage job opportunities and career paths for residents. It reduces dependence on a single industry and makes the economy more resilient to economic downturns and industry layoffs. Additionally, residents enjoy a greater access to goods, services, arts and entertainment, recreation, and all of that improves the quality of life for everyone. And finally, economic prosperity fosters a sense of pride and well-being within the community. It promotes unity, encourages community engagement, and strengthens social networks, leading to greater happiness and health outcomes for everyone. And when we meet our neighbors in downtown, at work, or at school, we have the opportunity to build mutual understanding and respect and solidarity with one another. And as the days get longer, warmer, and brighter, my invitation to everyone is to come see what Redwood City has to offer. Whether it be on Broadway, El Camino, or Woodside Road, when you shop, you dine, and set up shop in Redwood City, everyone benefits. Thank you, Mayor. Back to you.
Thank you, Councilmember Sturkin. And our last segment is with climate change and sea level rise. Our city's been working on sustainability for many years. This is going to be our final report from Councilmember Martinez Ceballos, who will share some information about the city's initiative to proactively address environmental concerns and to protect our community.
Martinez Ceballos. San Mateo County, with over 100,000 residents, is projected to be significantly impacted by 3 feet of sea level rise in the coming years, making it one of the most affected counties in the country. The city has over 10 miles of bay shoreline with a variety of flood protection measures, including levees, flood walls, and a drainage network that redirects storm runoff to the bay during periods of extreme rain. The bay also influences tidal water bodies like the Redwood Shores Lagoon and Redwood Creek that propagate coastal flood effects adjacent to areas of the city. To address these ongoing threats, Redwood City has partnered with One Shoreline to implement mitigation projects, including these levee improvements here in Redwood Shores. Last year, the city initiated its own sea level rise vulnerability study to develop adaptation strategies, enhance flood protection, and safeguard ecosystems and infrastructure along the bay. The study integrates survey and infrastructure data with future sea level rise projections to assess vulnerability, delineating the shoreline into reaches based on various factors such as shoreline type, flood hazard exposure, and management constraints. Adaptation strategies will be tailored to the specific conditions of each reach to effectively mitigate these sea level rise impacts. Community engagement and outreach activities will take place throughout the spring, and the finalized report is anticipated to be completed and available by this summer. Now I'd like to talk about the city's expansion of the recycled water distribution pipeline. Since its inception in 2007, the city's recycled water project has conserved millions of gallons of drinking water each year. Recycled water serves as an alternate to the potable water we use. After recycling this wastewater, we can use the recycled water to safely substitute potable water for irrigation, fountain filling, and toilet flushing, all while reducing the strain on the city's potable water supply. Presently, staff is finalizing a bid for 800 feet of new recycled water pipeline along Marshall Street. Additionally, a recycled water master plan is under development by staff and is slated for completion by year's end. Future efforts will focus on executing projects outlined in the recycled water master plan to build on the success of this program and enhance the city's water resources. Next, I'd like to talk about the urban forest plan. It's no surprise that the summer of 2023 was Earth's hottest since global records began in 1880. And the staff is in process of developing a work plan to maintain and expand the city's urban forest, with particular focus on the neighborhoods that are vulnerable to increasing heat waves. The work plan includes a tree inventory, tree maintenance procedures, a potential financial assistance program, and a recommended tree list, as well as updating the city's tree ordinance. And finally, let's talk about rebate programs. The city is working hard to meet its climate goals, but if we want to start a green wave in Redwood City, everybody needs to do their part to be more sustainable and conserve where we can. To foster community education and communication while aiding in the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions, the city is providing various rebate programs, including electric lawn care and electric vehicle chargers. Additionally, the city encourages energy and water conservation among residents and local businesses by participating in the San Mateo County Green Business Program. And as a proud member of their board, I want to highlight Peninsula Clean Energy, who is helping provide opportunities for layered incentives and microgrid initiatives. Through this partnership, Redwood City residents have seen $17.4 million in customer savings, including $4.5 million in 2023 alone. This is translated to a reduction in 94% of the city's greenhouse emissions rate for electricity. So the best part about a green wave in Redwood City is that you can help, you can start today by making sure Redwood City is going to be a healthy and safe place for generations to come. So, reporting from beautiful Redwood Shores, this is Councilmember Elmer Martinez-Ceballos, passing it back to you, Mayor G.
Councilmember, thank you for coming out to windy shores to do your clip, because it gets windy about that time of day. But thank you for talking about sustainability and our climate initiatives. Can you take a moment to just talk a little bit more about how those projects you talked about align with the city's long-term environmental goals?
Of course. Thank you, Mayor G. Redwood City has been dedicated to preserving the environment for decades. Our environmental plans, developed as a part of our climate action plan, are designed to improve the sustainability of our community and to reduce greenhouse gas emissions citywide. The Climate Action Plan is also a call to action to residents, community organizations, and businesses to take an active part in transitioning to a low-carbon future and a clean economy. We need to work together to increase our community's resiliency and support our vision for a sustainable community for all generations to come. And while the Climate Action Plan focuses on reducing greenhouse gas emissions, we have numerous other initiatives underway to address other aspects of environmental sustainability, including sea level rise, flooding, and wildfire risk. And together we can build a cleaner, greener future by embracing renewable energy, reducing waste, and promoting sustainable practices in our daily lives. Thank you, Mayor G.
Councilmember, thank you very much. And again, thank you for coming to Redwood Shores. Appreciate it. As we come to the end of our broadcast, I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to our viewers, to all of you that joined us here in Chambers tonight, and for tuning in to our State of the City 2024 address. We've seen, hopefully you've seen, a lot of remarkable progress and dedication that all of us, you too, are involved in making Redwood City a thriving and resilient Redwood City. We're addressing housing challenges, promoting environmental sustainability, nurturing our youth. Each segment you've seen tonight from our colleagues here at the Council has showcased our collective commitment to progress and innovation. Let's carry this momentum forward as we work together to build an even stronger and more inclusive Redwood City for generations to come. Thank you for joining us tonight. Congratulations to all of you and to the council here for all the accomplishments, and to our staff. That concludes our 2024 State of the City Address. Everyone be well, and we will see you April 1st for our next council meeting. Good night, everyone.